Welcome to Land of House. I'm Seth. Alffaa just sent over a pure sine wave inverter. This is the blue 1500 watt power inverter. Wanted to open up the box here and take a first look. I'm probably going to be replacing my 1000 watt Ampeak with this one right here. So let's go ahead and take a look at its features, hook it up, and see its output. This ships with the inverter itself and a single page instruction booklet. Let's take a little walk around here. So this is the Alffaa brand, 1500 watt power inverter, and it is supposed to be a pure sine wave. And so it also has the USB port 4.2 amp. So let's go ahead and move over to this side right here. So it has the two cooling fans, has the red positive and the black negative for your inputs. Everything else seems to be a solid metal aluminum frame. Over here you've got some more ventilation. You've got your on-off switch right there. Here are the two 2.1 amp USB over on this side. It's got two different displays and then two AC output. So let's go ahead and hook this up to a battery and see what kind of output we get. For this first simple test, I'm just going to be using a 12 volt AGM battery, and I've got, I believe this is 8 or 6 gauge wire. For an actual install, you're going to need a much bigger wire, so probably something more like a 1 or even a 0. So let's go ahead and get these attached here to the battery. Go ahead and get my red over here. All right, there might be a small pop as I charge this thing. So let me go ahead and get the black terminal ready here. Yep, small pop. Nothing too bad though. Okay, we should be ready. I'm going to step this battery over to the side a little bit so we can see the front of this inverter. Now that I have power to the inverter, let's go ahead and flip the switch. Wait about 3 seconds for it to calibrate here. It says 12.7 on the battery, so that is a little bit low. And we've got 110 volts for the output. So I'm going to go ahead and plug up this 200 watt light, and we should see the output there. Yes, very good. I am seeing a very slight flicker here on that light, but not too bad. I think that was mostly when it just started off. It's got 1.5 amp and 119 volts. Let's check out the USB charging right here. I've got a little air compressor that I can plug this up, and we should be able to see that blink. So now it is charging through this cable. So that is also working properly. I've hooked up an angle grinder, which should start up at 1000 watts. So we will check out the voltage and the amps down here. Now my battery is still low at 12.6, so I anticipate that to drop down low. It might even trigger the low voltage. Anyway, let's give it a try here and see what we get. Okay, so I did see this thing spike at 10 amps for just a moment, and so basically we had 1100 watts, and that's a pretty good test for how this thing operated, and it seemed to hold at the about 500 watts or so, no problem whatsoever. So anyway, I feel like that's a decent test here for how well this thing performs. The ability to charge through one of these USB here, so I've just got a little flashlight. Okay, it may be hard to see on the camera here, but the red light is on, charging this flashlight. Now this thing charges with about 10 watts, so I guess it's just not showing up here that there are any amps going out because of how low this value is. So that works just fine. Now as far as the build quality goes, the only thing I'm seeing so far that I don't care much for is how the actual receptacles here, they hold really well,
but when you go to pull these plugs out, they seem like they could be a little bit stronger than that, but I think it's going to do just fine. It is a metal plate that they're in. There we go. That's the first look of the Alffaa 1500 watt power inverter. So my first thoughts on this thing, it seems to do just as it's advertised. Like I was saying right here, the plugs, they just felt a little bit weak pulling in and out the this plug here. But to be honest, I think it's no problem at all, really. So that's fine. It is nice having the battery voltage here, and also your consumption volts and amps right up here. So that's also nice to have. A lot of these inverters do have the USB charging ability over here. Now, of course, these will consume power whenever they are plugged up, even if nothing is being used. So turn them off when you don't need them, and I think you'll be good to go. So back here again, those worked out just fine. This product was sent to me for review, and so far it seems like it is doing just as advertised. If you'd like to learn more about the Alffaa 1500 watt power inverter, I'll have a link in the description down below. Thanks for watching. I'm Seth with Land House, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.